Hello and welcome to another Mailwright Workshop. I'm Adam Brown, co-founder, and I'm here with the one and only Jonathan Denwood. Say hello, Jonathan.
Hi there, crowd. Hello, Adam.
Today, we're going to cover the second half of 10 reasons why most real estate agents fail in real estate. And again, we do these because we want to help you grow your business, but we're not afraid to talk about some of the things that aren't always so comfortable to talk about, maybe even a little challenging. We covered the first 5 or so in the last episode. You can view those on mail-right.com in our blog or on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that and give us a like. That would help us greatly continue to do these. And let's go over just briefly these bullets of the first 5 or so that we talked about last week. Jonathan, I want to start us off and we'll just kind of pound through those real quick and then get into the second half.
Yeah, all right, Adam. Off you go.
So the first one was interest versus commitment, and we kind of went into detail on that. The second one was having a strategy, or not having a strategy, I should say, for lead generation, right?
Yeah.
And again, if you want to learn more about these, watch the other video because we went into detail in those. The third thing was fear of mistakes and the desire to look good. So kind of the image part of that as well. Fourth was no role model, or maybe the wrong role model as a real estate agent. Fifth was that Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 9 to 6 mentality. And the other thing we started to touch on was no real belief in oneself or your abilities. So like that mindset. So we're going to kick off with that one and talk a little bit more about that today and get into the other points to help you out. So take it away, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think mindset's really important, Adam. I don't mean a Pollyannish attitude, but
I love Pollyann. I can't believe you know Pollyanna.
yeah, you're her brother, aren't you? No, that was, yeah. Well, that was a bit cruel, wasn't it, listeners and viewers? So, like I say, you don't want to become Pollyannish, but people, I don't know the precise figure, but it's amazing that verbal communication's like 20-30% communication, that body language, vibe, is a high percentage of
very high
communication. And people to some extent will sense it, even through email, phone calls, whatever you do. So just understand what you're involved with. You know, this isn't a hare race. It's the tortoise that wins. And what I mean is having a strategy, testing it, making sure it does get some results. But, you know, being motivated, as long as you're getting signs that you're progressing in the right way, don't be diverted by the next great thing, the next thing some agent says is working. Keep focused, keep positive, and that's really it. Keep positive and keep focused, really, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, having that confidence really helps, even if you have to fake it till you make it, right? Because you might not have a lot of listings and you're going into it, but you got to believe that you do, and you want them to believe that too, right?
Well, there's a bit of fantasy about the listings, the financial side, but what I was going to say is listings in the US, unlike Canada, where you need the permission of the agent, the official agent, you can promote any listing you like, and if you haven't got a lot of listings, you should be promoting other people. I know it's counterintuitive, but it pays dividends because it means you've got the opportunity to gather people's email. You've got the ability to get traffic to your website, build goodwill with the people you're promoting their listings. It's a great strategy. in general.
Okay, well, let's get into the next one. But before we do, we want to ask if you are enjoying what you're hearing, if this is helpful in any way. We'd love for you to give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also punch that notification bell so that you crack your screen. No, I'm just kidding. We don't like to crack it, but give us some love on that. We would greatly appreciate it. Plus, you'll know when our next free video workshops are coming out to help you grow your business. So let's get into the next one, and that would be no metrics. So no way of measuring results. And what's that saying about not being able to measure what you're doing, Jonathan? Do you remember that one?
Well, if you don't measure it, it doesn't really exist.
Correct,
and I'm preaching this, but I'm like you're watching this. I'm not very good at it myself. I'm a bit more instinctive, but I have become a bit more focused about data, and it doesn't have to be hugely complicated when you're starting off, or when you're doing yourself. We do appreciate, folks, you can have a lot of balls in the air. You have to be a bit of a juggler to be an agent. But you do need some rough metrics that you can measure performance, because otherwise you're going to drift. You're going to get off. The wind's going to push you to the shore.
There's a reason why all these social media platforms and websites and Google have analytics, right? It's because if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So,
well, all I would say is, take what Google provides, what Facebook provides, what all these platforms provide. The best way is to utilize these Google and other social media, other people's properties to drive traffic to your website, and then use, don't offer everything for free. Offer, have some great evergreen content, have some great video content, but offer like 2 to 3 searches and then get their email, a listing, a particular page for a listing, and you're using Facebook to drive people to that listing. Your purpose is to get an email address and name when they get to that website, and then be able to track them. That if they're on your website and you get their name and email, you can track them. All the other data that you get off other people's properties is useful, but it's not you can't take it totally as gospel. That's
take it with a grain of salt or whatever, right? And it's funny, we talk a lot about websites and digital media, online searches and things like that. And so again, check out all videos that we have, because it would definitely help you. And we here at Mail Right look at metrics. That's one of the ways we grow what we're doing and improve and reach more clients for you with our system. So want to share a little bit about our system while we're at it, Jonathan? Yeah, so I mean, just plain and simple, it's a great kind of a full circle real estate program where it's a CRM, it's a database, it sends out drip campaigns, emails, texts. The website's included. There's an IDX feed, which is super important because people are searching for listings, and we want that to be part of what you have on your website. So
it'd be like having people say, well, you've got Zillow, you've got Realtor, you want them on your website because you want to get. I just
heard a realtor tell me that the other day, and her website is a mess and has broken links, and there's pages on it that are showing the wrong things, and she's like, well, I don't care, they're gonna go to Zillow anyways. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she kills it in real estate. She actually does really good, but she'd probably do even better if she had it dialed in. But
it's not much you can do with actually, it's bonkers, because
Yeah.
you want to get them to your website, and then you
Yeah.
need to get their name and email, because then you can
Yeah.
track them, you can put them in your database, you can send that newsletter, you can send that text campaign. You need to get people into your database.
Yeah. There's
But
also landing pages that
yeah,
we provide. Amazing review tool, which is one of the hardest things I feel like people have issues with, is getting, how do I get reviews? How can I share my reviews, right?
well, it's linked. I don't want to go off topic because we need to finish this video, but the successful agents are those that combine what I call the Buffini, about having a geo or a 300-person farm that
Yeah.
can link it also with effective digital marketing, and understand the slight differences, but how you combine the two together. Those agents that can understand that will have a long-term future in this industry. Those that don't rely totally on personal recommendations, and those that rely totally on digital lead generation from Zillow and other platforms, I think in the medium to long term, they're going to have a hard road.
Yeah.
It's those that can combine both, that have found their niche, can explain it, market it effectively, that will have a long-term future, Adam.
Yeah. And we got a whole video on reviews. In almost every video we do, we talk about reviews. It's so important. So check those out. All right. So next, I mean, I would sum this up as just bad habits, right? People just either, it's that saying, if you don't schedule your time's going to schedule you, right? So maybe poor scheduling or weak routines and things like that. What about those, Jonathan?
Well, we're creatures of habit. I'll give you an example.
Yeah,
18 months ago, I'm 6'1". 18 months ago, I was 310 pounds. I'm now 190 pounds.
Dang, you could have fooled me. I never knew that. But we've never met in person.
No, I'm 190 pounds. How did I do that? Well, I do it because I walk 5 miles a day.
Awesome.
And I have one meal a day, and I eat roughly about 2,000 calories a day, and I lose between 4 and 5 pounds a week. Some weeks I don't. It's normally every 2 weeks.
That's amazing. Good for you.
Yeah. I have a schedule. I have a plan of action. I measure myself every morning. Sometimes I don't keep to the plan, but because I'm measuring it and it's become a habit. We are creatures of habit. I know
to create good habits.
Well, but you got to be realistic. You got to schedule some time. It can't be. You got to have some flexibility. You schedule a morning, a period of time to do your social media. Use our social media calendar to try and get reviews, to do some phone calls to warm prospects or to previous clients, so you keep that connection going. You look at your figures, but you might have to move that for that day, but it's best to have a set morning or a set afternoon. It's best to do it, but you obviously got to have some flexibility, if you're dealing with an urgent situation. But if you can schedule so it becomes a habit, things are going to work out better for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? We're kind of at that good time of the year. It's the end of the year. You could start thinking about these things, start putting some stuff in place even before the first and New Year's resolutions and things like that. So write some stuff down too. That tends to get it out of our brain onto paper. It makes it more succinct, more legit and concrete to kind of actually see it too. So, get out a pen and some paper and write some stuff down, sticky notes, put them on your mirror, your laptop, right? Monitors, things like that. So create good habits and be intentional about it. All right. 9th thing would be lack of financial management, which, man, is that a big one? Maybe
Oh,
every industry, right?
yeah. A lot of agents put a lot of pressure on themselves because it's linked about who are your mentors. You know, if it's like the millionaire real estate agent on the television, that kind of lifestyle, you're putting yourself under a lot of pressure. I would not want to be a real estate agent if I couldn't cover 3 to 6 months of my basic bills and have a fund to cover that. I would prefer it to be a year, but if you've got a family and your partner's not in work, it's difficult. But it is commission only. Having some money in the bank that can cover you for a few months is a good idea, and it will enable you to take a slightly more long-term view. That's another reason, you know, why you should try, when in the good years, you try and grow your business as much as possible, because obviously in the more difficult periods, you've got more fat to cut back on. Yeah, it's overall, it's just a great idea, isn't it,
Totally.
Adam?
Yeah, absolutely. My wife just met with one of our friends who's a realtor, also a client, and she's taking the rest of the year off because she can. It's because she created good habits. She's organized. She does really good marketing, takes care and makes sure the website stuff's all taken care of. And she's just a good financial planner, right? And she's successful. She's a top producer, but it takes work and intentional effort and, of course, financial management to be able to do that. So kudos to her for that. And hopefully you'll get there someday if you're not there already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so last but not least, poor website and digital marketing presence. And oh, this one kills me. This is my baby, but it kills me. So,
well, it's coming from
this.
It's 2022, folks. You know, everybody you meet is going to go to your website and look you over. Having a,
they're going to search you, look at your social media, everything, right?
Well, they're going to check you over unless they get, even if they get a strong personal recommendation. Most sensible people are going to ask around, get 2 to 3 recommendations. The daunting fact is a bit like the car industry, that 70% of transactions they use a different agent. That's really linked to a lot of agents are very poor in keeping in contact with previous clients, very poor about that.
Engagement.
So, the agent that has the first presentation appointment, it's really down to them to lose it, because there's a load of statistics that show that you've got 70 to 80% chance, if you're the first agent at that presentation, to actually to get that possible customer to sign up with you. They're probably going to get a short list, 2 to 3 recommendations. They're going to look over your website. You might have a brokerage page, but the problem with that is it's going to look very similar to all the other agents that are working with that broker.
Why not pick someone else when they go on there that has a picture, and shows their dog or whatever, right? It's just such a funnel, a leak in the funnel.
You really do need your own website. Then you need your own IDX feed, because it'd be like having a restaurant and not having a menu on it.
Yeah, I love that. That's true.
And it should be the central hub, because it's linked to what we said previously in the video. You're using YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, email outreach, text outreach, Facebook. You're using all these mediums to drive traffic to your website, not only for them to landing pages, new listings. You should be driving them in some way from the open houses, because we've discussed that you should do open houses. And there's methodologies about getting them when they do the sign up to make sure they do give an email address and or a phone number that works. That's not a dummy one. This is all building up your database, and the money's in the database. And the way you build up your database is to get people to your website and then to sign up on the website so you can track them. So the idea, there's a lot of agents that have been in it a while and they're doing okay through the Buffini methodology. They could do a lot better, but the other factor is they get hurt bad when things get tough, because they're doing okay in the good times. When the market cools, they're not doing okay. If they're doing a bit better in the good times and there was a bit of a reduction, they still would be doing good. But they just don't see it that way. Don't be one of those folks. Don't be one of those people, folks.
Yeah. And let's face it, if you're needing a simple CRM that's not going to take you 4 weeks of 40 hours a week training, that has an IDX feed, a website, social media and digital tools, review tools, drip campaigns for emails and texts and posts and things like that, mail-right.com, check it out. It's such a great program. We're not just saying this, we got happy clients. And we'd love to give you a demo on that too, right? How can they do that, Jonathan?
Just go to the mail-right.com website and they can book a demo.
Yeah.
A chat with me or Adam. If you're lucky, it'd be Adam.
Maybe both. We'll know. We'll have to see what the schedule looks like. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and punch that notification bell so you get all of our free workshop video updated right to your mailbox if you do it correctly. You can also check out mail-right.com. On our blog, we have so many videos, podcasts, things like that are just tons of tools and tips and tricks of the trade to help you grow your business. So that's going to wrap it up as far as the second half of the 10 reasons why most real estate agents fail. We don't want you to fail, so let us know how we can help. And that's all for now. Thanks again.
See you later, folks. Bye.
Bye-bye.